This video will explore terminology used to group countries and regions of the world according to their development status. First world, second world, third world. This terminology comes from the era of the Cold War. The First World referred to the USA, Western Europe, and its allies. The Second World referred to the Soviet Union and its allies. The Third World referred to non-aligned countries, mostly newly independent from colonial rulers who were seeking a different way. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the term Second World fell out of use. Third World came to describe former colonies who had high levels of poverty, and the First World came to describe wealthier nations. Some people find this terminology outdated now, while others still maintain that it is useful to have terminology related to having a different way of doing things, separate to superpowers. These terms can be confusing. Countries such as Ireland, which were part of the Third World, are now seen as part of the First World. Others, such as Angola, which were politically part of the First World, are now viewed as Third World countries economically. In addition, this terminology can suggest a hierarchy, with the First World seen as more advanced than the Third World. These terms can also give the impression of ranking countries in a way that portrays the First World as superior and more advanced than the Third World. Developing, developed. The developing world refers to low and middle income countries. The developed world refers to high income countries. These terms are easily recognizable and understood. They highlight disparities in wealth between countries and regions of the world. However, they also suggest that development is a linear process, that all countries are on the same path with some complete and others lagging behind. This can perpetuate stereotypes about the developing world being perceived as backward or less advanced. These terms also ignore the significant social and economic problems found in every nation, including those who are supposedly developed. Rich, poor. Defining entire countries or continents as rich or poor is simplistic and stereotypical. Poverty is multidimensional. It is about much more than a lack of money. It affects the freedom and well-being of people in many different ways. These terms are also misleading because there are poor people in rich countries and rich people in poor countries. They also ignore the historic context of how poor countries came to be this way, often through exploitation and oppression of people from rich countries. Global South, Global North. These terms are a deliberate shift away from hierarchical terms such as First World, Third World, and Developing, Developed. However, they are geographically skewed, with Australia and New Zealand part of the Global North, and Nepal and Haiti part of the Global South. These terms are apolitical, perhaps suggesting that poverty is an accident of geography rather than an outcome of exploitation. However, overall, these terms are less offensive than other ones and are widely used by international organisations. Majority world, minority world. This terminology relates to population distribution. The majority world refers to Africa, Asia, South America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. The minority world refers to North America, Europe, and Oceania. This terminology is often used to highlight the vast disparity between population distribution and wealth distribution. That is, the vast majority of the world's population has access to just a small minority of the world's wealth. As we have seen, there are many different types of terminology related to different regions of the world. Ultimately, we have to make our own decision about which terminology we choose to use. Hopefully this video will help you to make your own informed decision.